Hey guys, this is the last lesson on sentence parts. So we're going to talk about the linking verb and the subject complement. So we talk about linking verbs. It's just a verb, and it's always going to be these right here: am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. Memorize those. When you see them in a sentence, it's automatically a verb. So the other thing you need to know about a linking verb is sometimes they get tricky. Sometimes they'll throw words at you like appear, feel, grow, or look. Sometimes you'll see taste or seems. These are also linking verbs when they link the subject to a complement. So there's like a little test that I do that helps me figure out if it is a linking verb or not. Um, so when I look at an example, let's just write the example over here and say, she seems happy. Okay, there's that seems word. So that is that a linking verb here? Yes or no? Let's find out. So the test I read it and replace the word seems with is. Can I say she is happy? Yeah, that makes sense. So that means that seems, when it's here, is being used as a linking verb because I can replace it with one of these in my list. Okay, let me show you another example. The cake tastes good. All right, so can I say the cake is good? Yeah, that makes sense. So I know that when I see tastes, it's a linking verb because it makes sense if I replace it with one of my list linking verbs like am, is, are, etc. So I know that those are both linking verbs. So be careful with those as well. All right, so once I know to find the linking verb, I'm never going to have a direct object. I'm never going to have an indirect object if I have a linking verb. Anytime I have a linking verb, I will always, always, always have a subject complement. Okay, so what is a subject complement? It's going to be an adjective or a noun, one or the other, and it's going to follow that linking verb. Okay, it's a complement, not like a compliment with an I, where you say, "Oh, I really like those shoes." That's the wrong kind of compliment. We're talking about a compliment with an E here. So this kind of complement completes. See, complement completes. So it completes the subject. Okay, so anytime you have a linking verb, you're going to have a subject complement that completes the subject. You wouldn't just have a sentence that says she is, period. That doesn't make any sense. You've got to have something that completes the subject. So a linking verb links the subject of the sentence to its subject complement. Therefore, this pattern only works with linking verbs. Anytime you have a linking verb, you will have a subject complement only. All right, let's move on. So here's some examples. Brandon is a gifted athlete. Start with your linking verb. Am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. Which one do I see in this sentence? Very good. It's is. Okay, that's my linking verb. So I know from there I can find my subject. Who or what is? Brandon is. That's my subject. Is my linking verb. So since I have a linking verb, I have to have a subject complement. So Brandon is a what? He is a gifted athlete. That is my subject complement. It's a noun. It works. We're good to go. I've labeled my sentence. All right, number 2. He becomes embarrassed when people compliment his skill. All right, so what is my verb? Becomes. Is this action or linking? Well, could I say he is embarrassed when people compliment his skill? Yeah, that makes sense. So I know that becomes is a linking verb here. All right, so who becomes? He. He is my subject. He becomes what? What does he become? Embarrassed. That is my subject complement. It completes the subject. He becomes what? Embarrassed. All right, now this second part right here, we have another subject and verb in it, but it is not a complete thought, so we're not going to pay attention to it right now. We'll learn about those next week, okay? So just focus on this part: subject, linking verb, subject complement. All right, let's see. You've labeled those in your notes. if you didn't get those, go ahead and take a second and write them down. Number 5 on page 2 of your notes, labeling these examples. Brandon is athlete. He becomes embarrassed. All right, let's see where we're at. Okay, so a couple quick notes that I want you to write down at the top of page 3. Go ahead and write this down in that blank with the 3 stars. Don't mistake a subject complement for a direct object. You need to understand that. They're not the same thing. Write this down in the second one. Only linking verbs can have subject complements. Okay, so in your notes, you're looking at page 3 at the top. You've got 2 lines. Write each of these rules down. You've got to understand that there's a difference. Okay, when you have a linking verb, you've got to have a subject complement. When you have an action verb, then you can have a direct object or an indirect object. All right, so here's the examples also in your notes. Brianna felt sick this morning. Could I say Brianna is sick this morning? Yes, that makes sense. So I know that felt is a linking verb. Brianna is my subject. Who felt sick? Brianna did. And what did Brianna feel? She felt sick. So that's my subject complement. All right, let's look felt here. She felt her forehead but did not detect a temperature. Could I say she is her forehead? No, that doesn't make any sense. So this is not, felt here is not a linking verb. Therefore, I can have a direct object. So she felt what? She felt her forehead. Forehead is my direct object. If you get stuck on this, please ask me a question. Don't go on unless you understand this because you need to get it. All right, let's practice some. Number 6, in your notes on page 3, we're going to practice some of these skills. So I want you to figure out which pattern to use and label 1 through 8 in your notes. All right, so you can label it subject and verb. You can label it subject, verb, direct object. You can label it subject, verb, IODO, or subject, linking verb, subject complement. Make sure you start with your verb. Find your verb first. It's going to make it easier. Ask yourself, is it action or linking? If it's action, it's going to be one of these 3. Okay? If it's a linking verb, it has to be this pattern right here. And that should make it a little easier. All right, pause the video, give it a try, and then we'll check your answers. Okay, here's the answers. Go ahead and check these and see if you got them right. If you got any wrong, please come see me and ask questions to make sure you understand this, because you will have homework with this skill when you're finished. All right, good job, and keep up the good work.